Welcome to tonight's event. Let me take this out my ear. I appreciate everybody. It's going to be an amazing night of information. If this is your first time watching one of our training slash events, you're going to be in for a treat. It's going to be all meat and potatoes, no fluff, because that's what we do at the Antoine Campbell Enterprise. My name is Antoine Campbell. I'm the owner of the Antoine Campbell Enterprise. If you don't know who I am, my life calling is to educate and help people take their business to the next level. Tonight, it's going to be a very important class because we want to show you and give you some information so you can come into 2024 full steam ahead, right? It's going to be go all in on virtual wholesaling for 2024. In fact, I'm going to share with you now while we're waiting on a few people to join us. We're going to be starting a brand new wholesaling operations from scratch, and we're going to be implementing some stuff that I know, and we're going to be documenting it and placing it on our YouTube channel free of charge, just so that you can see that it works. And majority of the time, when people come to us and say, "Hey, I tried everything. I bought this person's course. I bought this person's training. It doesn't work," and you can just ask two, three questions, and you know right what it is. Typically, most people don't make it in this business one because of mindset. They're doing too many things at one time. They're trying to do Bitcoin. They're trying to do Airbnb. They got too much going on. Two, you got to understand that this is a numbers game, and this is a personal business where you got to be learn how to be personal with people, and you can't be so transactional. So they got to actually care about people, listen to their situation, and create a solution that can solve their needs and situation. And then lastly, you got to be a hustler, right? This is not like working your 9 to 5 job if you're in a union and you have all these rights and guarantees and weekends off. Listen, this is straight up Monday through Sunday grind, 6, 7 days a week, working 10 hours a day type of thing until you get to the results you want. If that's you making 40K a month, 50K a month, it's a slugfest, it's a grind. Now, what I will recommend once you get to the pinnacles of making consistent money with your wholesale business, then start taking some of that overflow money, figure out what is that number for you to be comfortable to pay your bills, pay your employees, save a little bit, and then take that overflow difference and invest in something long term. Don't know what it is. It could be real estate, buying whole real estate. It could be whatever. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just here to give you a plan. And once you figure that out, that's when you get in that rat race. So look at this as a 3 to 6 year plan. You're going to be grinding for the next 3 years, and then within 6 years, you are where you want to be. So hopefully that helps you out. If you like what we got going on, do me a favor and share the live. If you're struggling, I'm going to give you an opportunity to book a call and to be able to, get your questions answered. Okay, my screen went out. So I didn't know what happened. Sorry about that. Yeah, so like okay, we're going to fix something. We're using a brand new technology, so we're just getting acquainted. So we're going to fix a few things so our presentation can be flawless. We'll be back in a few seconds. Don't go nowhere. Go take a urine or piss or whatever you want to call it. Get your cup of water and don't go nowhere.
Hi, everybody. France here. We're just waiting for Antoine to come back. He just needed to restart his computer. There was an error and a glitch that happened on his end. But anyway, so today again we're going to be talking about how you could do the virtual wholesaling business in 2024, and of course we have like a couple of, I guess, a couple of months to prepare for that. What our goal here today is that to make sure that it is something that that you are prepared for 2024, and then of course in the matter of like how you're going to generate leads, how are you going to close deals, that's something that we're going to share to you. So this is like a pathway for you to be successful in virtual wholesaling. Again, if you don't know what we do here at Anton Campbell Enterprise, is that we help business owners who are real estate investors who would like to do their business virtually. So that has been how we are, or that's what we have been doing ever since, and that's something that we can help you out with. All right, but if you do have any questions, you can drop it on the comments, just like Paul. Hi, Paul. Your question is, how would you start full time with with 500 a month? So a lot of investors or wholesalers nowadays, they might not have like a budget to start with. It could be that they are working currently with a 9 to 5 job and they don't know, how to get started, and they're still trying to learning how to do the business. Of course you could watch Antoine's videos, but rest assured this is something that you have to stick around for, because we're going to show you how you could actually do just that. So there are multiple ways now because of the digital landscape of how everything adjusted. Uh, how everything adjusted, and there's a lot of ways that you could already do the business, even if it's just you who's doing it, even if you don't have a virtual assistant yet, even if you don't have like sort of like anything in your operation, since virtual wholesaling, basically you could do that at the comfort of your home. And Anton, I don't think that he has left his home while working, but he could bring around his laptop, his phone, his cell phone or mobile phone, and then he could just work from home. And that's how it has been with him, or for him, for like, I guess, 2017. Anton, leave a comment. If Yeah, use the chat and tell us how long have you been doing virtual wholesaling. Anyway, let me remove him real quick. So, since we're waiting for Antoine, and I don't want you guys to miss on anything, we could get started. Again, we're going to be talking about what you could do for your virtual wholesaling business for 2024. Real estate investing, of course, we're going to go through it. And again, you could always book your free strategy call if you haven't spoken to Antoine yet. Go ahead and go to ceo929.com, and then we could definitely help you out on how you could get started. It doesn't matter if or it doesn't matter if we tell you that this slide right here is for 2024, but it's actually as soon as possible. As soon as possible, if you think that you could already get started, definitely we can help you out. But anyway, so let's break down some of like the numbers. I know that you guys are excited to actually see what a real estate virtual wholesaler can make, right? So as a beginner wholesaler, you could probably have a deal for like one deal per month, or sometimes because you don't know how it works yet, you couldn't even get a deal for like 1 to 3 months. But you don't have to sort of like worry about that too much. At least you are learning. It's what we call as like the learning phase. But anyway, for a beginner wholesaler, you could get at least one deal per month. That's your goal. That could be your target. And then the average profit per deal is around $3,000 to $12,000. And then, of course, obviously, your monthly profit is going to be $3,000 to $12,000. So again, wholesaling, it depends on how much you are going to buy, or how much you are going to put the house that you're quote unquote trying to buy, and put that in the contract or in the agreement or the paperwork that you're going to be giving to the seller. And then the difference of it, the difference between the amount of what you're going to be receiving from, or how much you're going to sell it to the seller, is your revenue or your profit, basically. So many beginners may find that they are only able to close one deal per month, or may have months with no deals at all, as they navigate the learning curve. And as long or as soon as you are, making any movement or making progress in your wholesaling business within those months, that still is going to be like a good thing for you. um, Most definitely you want to progress. So if you oops, sorry about that. Anyway, the next thing would be an intermediate wholesaler. So if you have been doing deals per month, if you are able to close at least two deals per month, you can call yourself an intermediate wholesaler already. Your average profit target is around $5,000 to $12,000 per deal. And then your monthly profit, of course, again, the difference again of how much you per se bought, or how much you put, the agreement, the amount of it, and then again the difference to the buyer. Anyway, we can welcome Anton back. I know he can do this better than I am. I don't do much of like a webinar, but I'm always the back end guy for Anton. So let's see. Let's see. Can anyone on the chat tell me if you guys can see Antoine? Say something, boss.
Hello, hello. I am back like I never left.
All right. Okay, well, I'll go then. Well, it's nice to talk to you guys, and Anton is right back with you.
Yeah, so let's talk about the profit breakdown of a virtual wholesaler, right? An intermediate wholesaler, a person who's doing like one or two deals a month, their average profit per deal, like how much they're making per deal after they pay all the VAs, all the expenses, it's going to be between 5 and 12K a month, right? Now you see the guys on Facebook, they showing $40,000, $50,000 checks, they showing $100,000 check, $140,000 check. Some of them guys, it's not all wholesaling money. Some of it is like flips or novations. So there's a lot of you know other stuff that goes into that money. So don't get googly eyed. The realistic of it is you're going to make probably on average between $5 and $12,000. Um, and your monthly profit is between $10 and $24,000 a month. Now, some months you're going to do more deals because you got deals in escrow that haven't closed out yet. For the simple fact that um, maybe it was title issues, you was waiting on some things. It's enormous reasons why you have a built up pipeline. So that's one of the things that I want you guys to understand is making sure that you understand how profitable you're going to be a month. And then to add to that, we're going to put this in our high level training. You want to every time you make a profit, you want to increase your marketing budget, right? Some of you guys think that you can do, 5 deals a month, spending $300 in marketing, buying, $50 worth of skip trace and spending $200 on Facebook ads, only paying the VA $2 an hour. You got to understand that it takes money to run a business effectively and sufficiently. So you better get used to spending money. And if you don't have the money, then you need to go get a second hustle, second job. You just need to grind it out. Yeah, my button not working and move my slides like it was doing. So maybe got to re-add that. So we're going to be talking about picking a virtual market, right? Oh yeah, we went through that. Oh yeah, so this. Sorry about that. So the experienced wholesaler, the guys that's probably teaching you the information, they're going to be doing 3 to 5 deals a month, right? That's roughly, 30 to 60 deals a year. Their average profit is going to be a slight better because they know how to negotiate, they know how to find better deals, they know how to pick better areas. So they're going to be making between $6,000 and $12,000 per deal, and their monthly profit is going to be between 18 and 50,000, right? These type of investors, they're going to have a solid system. They're going to have tools and a network that they could potentially close multiple deals a month with higher average profit per deal. Once you get to that point, that's you investing in masterminds, you're investing in a coach, or you're investing in a high level business consultant, and he or she is coming into your business and critiquing things, right? They're critiquing things that allow you to expand and grow your business. So that's the beautiful thing about being an experienced investor. So, how to pick a market for your real estate business? Um, the criteria for your virtual markets, literally with virtual wholesaling, you don't need to be close to the market you want to target. You can just literally pick a virtual market, guys. So if I'm sitting right here in Baltimore, Maryland today, I could be doing deals in Montana, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Ohio, West Palm Beach, Florida, whatever I decide to choose, right? So you don't have to be stuck, within, your city limits. You want to research the cities within the state by population, starting from the highest to the lowest, right? And then the most important thing is you want to look up the estimated driver time from each city to the nearest big city. Why is that important? Because we want to make sure that investors or buyers are willing to travel that far to do deals. And I typically, in my career, found that a real legitimate investor who does about 5 to 10 deals a year wouldn't mind having his crew and himself drive up to 45 minutes away from where he typically invests from to do a deal, especially if it's a good lucrative deal. So choose a city with good population numbers and a reasonable driving time to make the most out of your market. So you want to consider the estimated driving time. Now, for simplicity, I decided to pick on the state of Georgia. And we looked at some starting cities and some ending cities, right? Some cities. So we looked at, okay, this is a big market. And then we look at Macon. So from Atlanta to Macon is about an hour and 20 minutes. Now, I think Macon is an awesome market because now you can market your deals to potential investors who normally is based out of Atlanta, who wouldn't mind sending their contractors down the road to do deals, right? But then when you look at like from Savannah to Athens, it's 3 hours and 30 minutes. That might not make sense, right? To try to go target these type of people. And then you look at from Athens to Sandy Springs, an hour and 30 minutes. So that might be somewhere you may consider. Sandy Springs to Roswell, 20 minutes. Roswell to Johns Creek, 20 minutes. Warner's Robins to Alpharetta, 2 hours. And then Alpharetta to Albany, 3 hours and 15 minutes. So the point I'm making to you is once you understand that we actually building a software that's going to automatically populate this and then say, here you go. You want to go into the state of North Carolina? Here's the best city based on distance, populations, and deals being traded. And then you're able to pick the market, pull your data, and then even cut on a Facebook ad with us, or cut on a team of cold callers that's going to be sending you leads every single day. So let's talk about examples of cities from the state of Georgia by population. So when we base this, we're looking at the top metropolitan cities by population. So Atlanta is one of the biggest populations. Then Augusta, that's in Richmond County, and then Columbia, and then Macon. Macon is a huge city. Then you have Savannah and Sandy Springs. So when you're looking at stuff, you want to say, okay, I see a lot of population. That's a good thing. One of the other things I base my decisions when I go into other markets is there a major interstate, railroad, airport, or military base within the vicinity? And if that's the key, then that's driving factors into the economy. So that means that market is going to be stable, it's going to be sturdy, and people are going to be selling and people are going to be buying deals. Guys, I want you to start looking at what you do from an investor standpoint, not just a person saying, hey, I got a great deal. Why nobody won't buy my deal? You got to be looking at things from an investor standpoint. Let's get into virtual wholesaling softwares. What are some softwares? Now, listen, there's a new software created every day, literally. Hundreds of tools and softwares. I don't want you to get drunk on softwares. I want you to find the most efficient software for what you're trying to accomplish and stick with it. You know, excuse me. So, softwares and tools you're going to need as a virtual wholesaler. Number one, you're going to need a great laptop and a good mobile phone. You're going to need somebody, even T-Mobile, Verizon, where you got some good service, right? You're going to need a dialer. That's for your team. If you are using VAs to cold call to generate leads, you're going to need a dialer. You're going to need a CRM to organize the people, the list of times you talk to them. You set notes, information. ProspectVault.io is definitely something you want to consider. I may do a special for you guys and open it up for Black Friday. Typically, we don't even use Prospect Vault for outside people. It's just for us and our clients to hire us. But we will open it up for you. There's no way you can go online right now to buy it. You have to make an appointment. PropStream is going to be a great data provider. Just with that $99 plan, I believe you're getting leads for as little as you're getting 10,000 leads at $99. So I think that's like 3 cents a lead, something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think that's how much you're spending for leads. Then if you want good quality leads, head over to my website, co929.com. We'll hook you up with great leads, whether it's Facebook leads or cold calling leads. We got you for that. That's what we do. Then here's some things that the virtual assistants. If you thinking about hiring a VA, or if you consider hiring a VA, we have a virtual assistant agency where we go out and we find VAs. We go through the hours of interviewing, processing applications, putting them back through training, and then matching them up with the right clients. Right? We have a great high success rate with that program. We've been running that program since 2018. So here's some things that you're gonna the VA can help you with: cold calling, lead generation, SMS marketing, managing of your calendar, especially if you're working a job and you're just trying to book appointments in between your work schedule. They're great at making sure that you can talk to people and still get your job done. They can do some admin stuff for you, as well as social media management, so they can post stuff, post your deals, and really make your brand look really organized and unique. And then they can do customer service type of stuff too. So, virtual assistants for wholesaling. What you need to know as a virtual wholesaler. Virtual wholesaling fundamentals. The difference of traditional wholesaling and virtual wholesaling. Literally, traditional wholesaling is you going to the house, you're sitting at the table, you're drinking a cup of coffee with Miss Susan, and you listening to her situation, and you open up your book bag or suitcase or briefcase or whatever you have, wallet, purse, you pull out a 2-page contract, and you're trying to get that signature over the coffee table. Virtual wholesaling, you're on the phone, you're talking to Miss Susan, building rapport, and you're trying to get them onto a computer, and you're trying to send over a contract to them to sign via DocuSign. It's pretty much the difference. And right then and there, the thing that I don't really like about traditional wholesaling is that if you're using an excuse like, "Hey, I got to send my inspectors out," or woo woo woo, if your numbers are off, then they're gonna say, "You seen my house, you was there. How you not know it needed this work or you missing that?" So you can't use them excuses. But virtual selling, you can just say, "Hey, the inspector came out. I didn't know all this wrong. We might have to get a lower price, or we might have to walk away." It's easier to let deals go if you find yourself in a jam. So that's what it is. Understanding real estate basics. So understanding who is who, right? You need to understand the important role of the title company. Some people have a family relative, so you need to know how to talk to them and deal with them in a capacity that they don't try to make you and what you got going on obsolete. So just understanding how all that works, how the bank thinks and work. If you're dealing with an older person and they're going through some financial hard times, the first thing I like to get from them is some type of power of attorney over calling the bank to just get information, not over that person, but just over the property itself, to get to speak on the information about that property. And you can easily find online a printout of that to be able to talk to the bank or uh, lawyers or family lawyers or whoever you got to deal with to get through with the hurdles that you're going through. Um, Legal requirement. It's best to have a good title person on your team that can just consult you on things, that's experienced in title nuances and issues, as well as a good attorney. Now, most title companies are the attorney, so it's best to keep them on like a retainer, maybe throw them like a $500 a month just for advice. And see, maybe you can just have that conversation with them. Now, I wouldn't be a pest and call them every 3 minutes when I have a question. Most of the questions and issues that you're going through is beyond Googleable. And there's platforms like OpenAI where you can drop the question and they give you a legitimate um, answer. Now, if it's something legal, they won't answer it. But if you say pretend you're a lawyer or pretend you're a title attorney and blah blah blah, give me the answer to this, it will spit out an answer. So you got to learn how to be resourceful and use your resources, because at the end of the day, if you can't afford to give a attorney a $500 a month retainer just to be able to clarify things and ask questions, then you're in trouble. Uh, so finding motivated sellers is literally an art. It's a skill. It's a talent. And what you got to do is two ways. You need to just cold call people. So you got to get good at creating lists and list stacking people that may be going through a issue that they want to sell for dirt cheap. Or you got to get good at making Facebook ads or hiring somebody like us to write your copy, set up the automations, and get you leads coming in that way. And then negotiating deals. So understanding what things are worth, their highest and best use. So maybe a person do want retail for their house, but you go check their house and then check their zoning, and their zoning is by right is zoned for up to 20 units on at least an acre, and they got 2 acres. You can literally say, okay, yeah, you want 500,000 for your house? Great, no problem. I give it to you. Now I'm working my resources. Who in town wants to build new construction for even townhouses or multifamily? So you go from making a $10,000 deal or $15,000 deal to making a $150,000, $250,000 deal because they pay bigger. So be good at thinking. A lot of people that start off, they don't like thinking. They don't like critical thinking skills. I think it's because of TikTok. I think it's because of YouTube and Instagram that people don't like thinking. They don't like to think through things. They get frustrated and quit very easily. And that's not going to work if you want to be a great virtual wholesaler. You got to be a great thinker. And then most importantly, you got to understand what stuff is worth after repair value. So you got to get good at comping, and you got to get good at understanding neighborhood trends and what houses are trading for. As is comps or as is ARV, as is value, as well as after repair. Was it worth fully fixed up if I decided to make it 2024? How much could I get for it versus how much could I get for it right now if I don't fix a doorknob on it? So when it comes to the virtual assistants, here's some things that the virtual assistant can do for you. If you're having them for cold calling, they can do 300 to 500 calls a day full time. Now, obviously, guys, if they're part time, divided by half, and there you go. SMS, same thing. They can do 300 to 500 texts a day. Now, there's some people out there that's texting 2, 3, 4, 5,000 people at a time, and now their account shut down and nobody wants to get them a new account because they're abusing the texting platforms. Uh, like I said, you can use the VAs to find buyers. So there's the easiest way to find buyers to go on PropStream, pull a list of people that bought properties recently as investment purposes, had the VAs manually skip trace them through some type of skip tracing platform. There's a bunch of them out there. Don't get stuck on that, guys. I like a couple of different ones. There's a bunch of them. So many of them. If you just Google skip tracing or look up, you're going to find a bunch of ones and just have them manually skip tracing. Uh, and then you want to make sure that your calendar is being managed thoroughly. Like you want to make sure that the VAs are actually falling back up on people to say, "I'm not ready right now, but I'm ready in December." Okay, it's almost December. How we with that list of people that said that they'll be ready in December for an offer or a call or something like that. And then acquisitions. So the VAs can do acquisition. I don't brag on this because it's very tough work, and you yourself got to be a great leader to make sure this is carried out thoroughly. Because the VAs look at you for guidance and leadership, and if you're not willing to cooperate by answering the phone when they call you when they need help or they're working on a deal or clarifying things for them, it's just going to be a disaster waiting to happen. So that's one of the biggest things I want to tell you. And then dispo. So like I said, they can be calling cash buyers, making relationships, and they can be actually working with the titles. I had a VA one time doing my transaction coordinator work, and no one knew she was in the Philippines. She had a U.S. phone number. She had a U.S. email address. She was using a U.S. VPN, and she was organized, and she was just on point. So no one second guessed it. So as long as you're on point and your stuff is solid, people are not going to be looking for trouble. So virtual assistants, I can't speak for no other company. You can step outside of this webinar and you can find VAs from $3 an hour all the way up to $14 an hour. The same as like VAs will provide you. Since 2018, we've been providing quality VAs at $4 an hour, even though inflation and all that stuff. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I went out the country and leveraged VAs from around the world because the inflation is not hitting them as hard. With $4 an hour is still a decent wage. You know, they still can pay their bills, they still can take care of their family, they're happy and comfortable. So at $4 an hour full time, that's going to set you back $160 a week. And then part time, that's going to set you back $100 a week. These VAs are pre trained, ready to go, and ready to handle your campaigns. You can book your call with us at va.co929.com. So head over to va.co929.com, book a call, and we'll talk to you about your options. Even on the website, there's information on there, what we charge, the literature. So if you see that the pricing doesn't make sense to you, don't book a call. I'm just being honest with you. Don't waste your time. Don't waste our time. But if you see that it makes sense and it aligns to what you're trying to accomplish, be more than happy to book a call and we'll get you some help. So go ahead. You said, say we can answer a few questions. Okay, no problem. We can answer a few questions. Sorry about that.
Oops. Okay, so we have a question regarding the virtual assistants. We're gonna go back to the previous live slide for a little bit. As you guys may already know, we have been providing virtual assistants since when is it, boss?
Since 2018.
2018. All right, and we have been utilizing virtual assistants as long as we can remember, right? So yeah. Again, guys, if you don't know, we provide virtual assistants. You can go to the link va.ceo929.com. You can book a call or you can make a purchase right there. But if you have any questions about virtual assistants, we'll be more than happy to assist you. So, what calling platform is recommended for VA in the Philippines? That's a question from My House for Cash.
What calling platform? There's multiple calling platforms. You can use the OG Mojo. You can use Lead Cruncher. Um, you can use batch leads. It all depends on your budget and then your ability to want to learn the platform. Each platform has its complications, but the easiest ones that we found that be easy for the VAs is Mojo and Lead Cruncher. We'll put the links down below. I don't have no affiliates to them, so I can't get you a discount like I usually do, but they're the ones I recommend.
All right, I'm gonna put that on the chat. Anyone else who has a question? This would be the perfect time for you to ask if you have any questions about virtual assistants. And yes, it actually doesn't matter whether your virtual assistant is from like a different country, not in the Philippines. Everything works. So nowadays, there's no pretty much there's no restriction when it comes to utilizing the tools. Although, let's say they're from a different country, because the IP doesn't matter. What matters is the phone number that you have. Of course, you're not going to use any phone number aside from the US phone number
Right.
if you are calling in the United States.
Right.
All right, we can actually move on.
And guys, if you have questions, continue to put your questions in the comments. I would love to answer as many questions as possible. So, transaction coordinator, right? The transaction coordinator handles just the flow of the transaction, making sure that the title company has everything from both the cash buyer as well as the homeowner. Making sure that all the documents on point. Sometimes, like if you get older sellers who just isn't technology friendly, the transaction coordinator would schedule one of our boots on the ground, or you can get like a mobile notary to go over there and just drop off documents, get them signed. And while they at it, just get it notarized, just so everybody know that it's legitimate. It don't have to be, but for me, like when it comes to people, especially if you don't start virtually, I just get everything notarized. So that way they'll know that it's legitimate and it's authentic, and you have a third party person there verifying them, witnessing them signing it. Most importantly, inspection and due diligence, making sure that uh, the if the buyer had to go do their due diligence, maybe you're selling a portfolio of 3 houses, rental properties, and they want to just go check some things, then that transaction coordinator will be responsible for making sure that that stuff is done and that it's not stopping the transaction from moving forward. Making sure that the earnest money is actually confirmed and deposited with the title company. So if you got a cash buyer, making sure that the money has been received by the title company, as well as making sure your money is actually being received by the title company as well. Because when we do contracts, we put between $100 and $1,500 down as EMD. So that's the biggest thing. Any contingencies and conditions or addendums, they're going to be responsible for adding that to the contract. Or if you're negotiating with a cash buyer and the dispo person is negotiating, then they're going to be sometimes the dispo person and transaction coordinator is the same person, so it's the same work. Um, and then just making sure that there's some backup plans. So the dispo person and transaction coordinator will have a list of backup offers or backup buyers that may be interested in the deal if for whatever reason the buyer get cold feet, walk away, or ghost you. So, like I said, you want to make sure that when cold calling, you got the right script. What is the right script? To me, the right script is the script that fits whoever's calling personality. Because I've done hundreds of trainings with VAs, and I spent thousands of hours training and teaching VAs and clients. And you can try to shove a script down people's face all you want, but honestly, guys, the script don't work unless you're comfortable and you believe what the words are. So we like to get on the calls and train our VAs and train our clients to a script that fits them and what they're trying to accomplish. As long as the script covers the basics of the information you need from the seller, it don't matter. Um, like I said, you want to make sure that if you're running Google ads, that you're getting consistent leads coming in, Facebook ads, or Go Lead Max that can do all of the platforms. You want to make sure your leads coming in, you're getting them, it's going to a dedicated place where you're not missing out on them, and you're reaching out to people in a respectable time frame. If you get a lead come in and you didn't call them 3-4 days later because you're busy, you got to work life in the way, you just wasting money. Because most likely, them people are going to be incooperative. They're going to move on to the next thing. They're going to forget about you, and it's not going to be on their mind anymore. So making sure that you're sticking to calling people consistently is definitely going to be what it is. Um, what else I'm trying to think? Oh yeah, SMS marketing. I'm going to be probably one of the first people that's actually teaching people information, addressing this SMS issue because everybody's pushing and selling their SMS products. SMS marketing is at a point where I don't personally trust it because you have to be A2P compliant and you have to register And if you're sending out the wrong words or the wrong buzzwords, your phone numbers can be blocked, you can be blacklisted, and then your campaigns isn't working sufficiently, meaning that you're spending money on Twilio credits and smarter contact credits, and it's just all going down the drain. So the solution to that, honestly, is to focus on, and we're going to have a whole training on this starting 2024, where we have compliant opt-in leads. That's exactly where this whole thing is going. All this cold calling, email and stuff is great, but until you have somebody that actually opt into your list and is compliant, you're operating in a great area. Everybody in mother texting me. You're operating in a great area. So making sure that your stuff is compliant is exactly. Hold on, let me cut my phone off. I should show you to you. Excuse me. So just making sure that your stuff is opt-in compliant is definitely something that is going to be enforced next year. So let's get ahead of the game by just doing it work already, so you don't have to worry about that. Meaning that these people know who you are, they're expecting your call, and there's no surprises to them. So the disposition management. Mainly the disposition management is you're building relationships with potential customers such as cash buyers. So building your list should be a priority. Your building your list should be just as a priority as is cold calling sellers or text message sellers or Facebook marketing to sellers. So building a list, talking to the buyers, hey, what are you buying today? What's your criteria? Are you using cash, hard money, or local bank financing? What blah blah blah. And then, what's your pricing strategy? How are you selling your deals? Are you selling at 65% ARV? Are you selling at 70% ARV? Are you selling at 75% ARV? Like, and then making sure that your contracts and your assignments are solid. If there's something special that the cash buyer wants, or some special terms they want for due diligence, making sure that that information is put in a disposition. And then what are some of your exit strategies? Not everything is going to be always wholesale. Are you going to keep some of this stuff? God, I wish I'd have kept most of the properties out wholesale. Because if I'd have kept most of the properties out, man, LaShawn did the math the other day. If I'd have kept most of the properties out wholesale, the equity we have on paper, as well as the cash flow we're making, we could probably retire right now, literally, and just chill. But, obviously, you still have to work or upkeep the properties. But the point I'm making is you shouldn't wholesale every single thing. You should put yourself in a position where you can keep some of that stuff, right? And if you don't have a great banking relationship right now with some people, start working towards building it. Start going out to your local, even though I'm teaching virtual wholesaling, start going out to your local meetups or, virtual meetups and just figuring out who are the players that's going to plug you in and get you aligned to the point that you can start keeping a lot of this stuff. And then most importantly, just legal compliance, making sure your paperwork good, making sure that the people that's selling the house is actually on the deeds, making sure that if you can get a copy of the all of the information proving that they own the house, because anybody can sign a contract and say they're Antoine Campbell, but until you show ID and prove who you are, the amount of title fraud that's going on right now is crazy. With people, old people that's in senior citizen homes that's not, at their house anymore. People realize that now they're going to take the house and change the deed and go sell it and use a fake ID. I can go on and on about that. But the point I'm making is, if it's too good to be true, you calling somebody, it's a $400,000 house, and something isn't adding up, and you offer 80,000, they say yes. You might want to look more into that, because that might be a situation that you can get yourself in a world of trouble. So, what type of resources and paperwork you're going to need that most people, and this is basically some of the stuff is from commonly asked questions I get personally from clients I help. Um, Bro, you got a contract. So you're going to need a solid purchase and sale agreement. I definitely recommend a 2-page agreement. A lot of wholesalers use like the border realtor contract. Only the first 2 pages pertain to you necessarily. The other 14, 15 pages is just legal jargon that's benefiting the broker and the real estate agent. So it doesn't really matter. Um, Assignment contract. You want to make sure the assignment contract is solid. It specifies that you're getting paid and the terms and conditions and what happened if the seller don't, if the buyer don't show up to closing. Like there should be some type of EMD, return to EMD clause, or all of this stuff in there that you need to add into your stuff. You just don't want to just take a copy and paste, print out contract and use it. You want to beef it up and make sure that the information that you need is in there. Um, sometimes um, sometimes you might want to get a property disclosure from the people, especially if you're dealing with old houses that's in the city, like here in Baltimore City. If you're dealing with lead paint and all of that type of stuff, it's best, even though you're buying a house as is, it's best to get in writing what the seller knows about the property, so that way if something pop off, you can have proof and show them that, hey, this is what the seller told me and writing that's wrong with the property. Now you might take that disclosure and just shrink it to the point it ain't so long, but it's something in writing that they're acknowledging that they tell you everything that could possibly be wrong with the property, even though you're buying it as is. Repair estimates for me, I like to know what the stuff it costs, not for the simple fact that I'm going to the investors, hey, it's going to cost 120,000 to fix this, but the fact that we can stand on our numbers to know, and we can sleep at night to know that it's going to sell before we put it out there, right? And what happens is, if we saying it need 80,000, then the investor come back and say, nah, man, this need 140. Okay, great. If you saying it need 140,000 work, elaborate on what would the 140,000 budget be allocated to, and then you can correct them and say, man, listen, based on what you told me, that's around 80,000 worth of work. Either you need to get a new contractor, or your contractor stiffing you and you overspending on your budget. So that's important. Also, proof of funds. People are going to be asking you, are you legitimate? Are you real? Is this a scam? So make sure that you get a good proof of funds that show that you have the capabilities and the intent to actually purchase the house. Because let me tell you how people getting jumped up now. There's going to be a lot of people getting sued. You keep buying properties and keep backing out on it because you can't find a buyer, or it's just not a good deal. What if that person lose their house or go through financial hardship because of you? They can sue you, because if they can prove to a judge and a jury that you had no intent and you had no ability to actually buy the house financially, even if you wholesaling, if you don't have no intent and ability to buy the house, showing that you're qualified and you had the proof of funds, you're in a world of trouble. And then most importantly, your business entity documents. Even though you're wholesaling, sometimes the title company may just ask for it because they don't like to cut checks to nobody where they can't verify if the business registered with the state, or if you actually are the beneficial owner of the business and you're not using somebody else's business name to run funds through. So making sure you have your business entity documents in check and all of that. If you're buying deals or if you're double closing on stuff, make sure you have a power of attorney where if you're virtually doing it, or if they require you to be there physically for closing, you can have somebody step in, like the attorney or somebody, to actually sign for the docs for you on your behalf. That goes a long way. So that's really powerful. So the acquisition management, 80% of what you do, write this down, 80% of what you do is going to be follow-up. So there's not a lot of times where you're going to have an initial call, and them people are going to be ready to sign a contract and sell a house and do business on that first call. That's just what it is. So don't be upset. You know what I mean? But that's just what it is. Sales, you want to make sure that your sales skills are up to par. There are a ton of YouTube guys that can really help you if you want to watch some YouTube videos, especially on communication and negotiation. So making sure that your negotiation skills are on point is going to be a key part of your success. And then just analyzing deals, right? There's no only way to get good at analyzing deals is to analyze deals. So real world practice is what you're going to need to just keep coming up with these these analysis to make sure that you're making the right offers. And then, like I tell people, you're not going to get offers accepted unless you're crafting offers that's actually making sense to people. So if you offer me 50,000 for my house and it doesn't solve none of my pain points, I'm going to say no, right? But if you're offering me 50,000 for my house and it solves everything I'm going through currently, most likely I may say yes. Um, and then you just gotta have contractual knowledge. You gotta understand what you're getting yourself into. And then you just want to make sure that you're doing what's necessary to close that deal. So, it may take you 20 times to get Mr. Parker to sign a contract. And well, 20 times. But if each conversation is 3 or 4 minutes long, 20 times three, that's 60. So you mean to tell me you're not willing to work 1 hour to make $10,000, $5,000, $15,000? That's how you got to look at things, guys. So now you don't have to literally do all of this stuff, but this is what I recommend. Business plan. You don't have to go write a business plan. You just need to say, "I'm Antoine Campbell is looking to set up my business in the Baltimore and the Baltimore County area. I'm looking to do wholesale deals to take that money to buy rental properties. In the process of that, I'm looking to be able to pay myself a fair salary, save a significant amount of money, put aside money for taxes, and then take the difference and invest as much as I can into real estate." That's your business plan. Make your LLC, right? Some people, do I need it right now? No, you don't. But eventually you're going to need it. So if you can afford to create it, create it. Um, if your city or state you're working in requires you to have a license or a permit to do business in that city, state, or township, get it. You don't want no issues from nobody. You don't want nobody being able to shut you down or stop what you're doing. Business bank account, there are so many places you can go to: regional banks, local banks, fintech, online banks. There's so many places where you can do that. And then once you get on and you feel good about it and you're making money, then you want to make sure you got your accounting and bookkeeping down pat, your account ledger, your QuickBooks, all of that stuff reconciled, set up. And then you want to make sure that your lead generation marketing plan is on point and you're dedicating money to your marketing budget. You can't just expect to make 100K a month and only spend $500 in marketing. It don't work that way, guys. You got to be willing to invest in a business. You get in what you put in. So if you don't put in shit, you're not gonna get shit. Excuse my language. Oh, and then I like to talk about this business and branding. So create your brand. It can be 410 house buyers. It can be uh, uh, beat up homes, fire burn homes, USA burnt up homes.com. Whatever you make sure that it's great. Make sure your social media is aligned with your business name and branding, and make sure you have a website or landing page. Website for people can see what you do, and landing page is specifically for people to put the information in for offer, or maybe put the information in for see what my home's worth. You can mix up what we call an offer. See what your home's worth, uh, get a cash offer today. Um, get an as is offer today. Get a seller finance offer today. So you can create these different landing and sales pages when asked to them, and it's a different approach to what you call an offer. And you'd be surprised how many quality leads you get from that. Set up your Google My Business, even if you're using like a UPS address box or whatever. You want something where, hey man, I'm located at blah blah blah, and they go Google it. It shows up on Google. And then you want to make sure that you're using your resources to, invest in training and mentorship. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a million people out here selling real estate training. Pick who you vibe with. Pick who you want to work with and who you feel that can get you to where you want to be. We work with a lot of new people, a lot of experienced people. Our main thing is virtual assistants, systems and automations, and then just setting up a business from A to Z so you don't have to figure it out. And it is making sure that you're ethical and you're compliant. Certain states, it requires you to have a wholesaler license, such as Philly, and I think Chicago. So I don't know every state, but a lot of these governors, they get together and share ideas. So I'm pretty sure by the end of the decade, half the people, half the states will be considered making wholesaling a regulated thing. So this is the end of the training. But we're going to be keep coming at you with fire throughout the whole year. The goal is for you to get a few deals from the information we're providing for free, so you can come back and work with us and take you to that level you want to be. But go to co929.com and book you a free strategy call so you can start earning money as a virtual wholesaler. Like I said, these are helping you. These calls are based on making sure that we provide you with great information and insight how to get to where you want to be, right? And once you figure that out, then you just go from there. Like I said, we don't really have much to sell you tonight. We're just telling you to book a call to figure out what we can do to help you. We don't have a course, we don't have anything. But if a course is what it is going to help you, then we have that. But what I'm saying to you, you just can't put everybody in one box. So if you're serious about it, book a call, and we'll get on the phones with you and just talk to you and see what we can do to help you.
All right. Well, we actually do have something. We've
Oh,
been
we do?
cooking up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We've been cooking up, and let me share my screen. And I think this would be something that our real estate entrepreneurs who are probably not ready yet to handle a virtual assistant. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Right,
So
right.
we're good.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. My bad.
Yeah. So guys, we have some play for you. Let me actually share my screen here and then make sure that it's shown on the screen. Let me know if it can be seen, if you guys can see it. Let me make it bigger, but I think it's pretty big enough. So this is one of our trackers that we use for our Go Lead Max. This is what I can say. Yeah, it's a performance tracker and it's for our REI clients. So as you can see, we're on the first week. That is ranging from I think October 30th to yesterday, the 6th, right? Anton, could you share them the numbers? But basically, I could get started with that. So the campaign is here. I did hit the clients, of course, and then these are the spend. Again, this is for just 1 week. The clicks, the click per cost or the cost per click, the click to ratio, the reach, the cost per lead. Take a look at the cost per lead, the cost per 1,000 impressions, and then the lead count, and then what's their daily budget. Okay.
Yeah,
So we have a client here who spent $428.92 for just 1 week. But how many leads did they get?
they got
Uh,
30.
they got 30, and the cost per lead is $14.30. Can you share, Anton, how much it was back then when we were doing it on our own?
Like 35?
Yeah, it even went up to like $55 per
Yeah,
lead. That's kind
yeah.
of expensive, but nowadays it shows that a lot of people who are trying to sell their home, they already have Facebook accounts. They sell it.
Mhm.
They are looking for people who can buy their properties, and they are searching it up on Facebook. And then we also have here, this is our average, the $180. So a starting point or a good starting point with Go Lead Max is to have at least like $750 budget um per month, and you could go from like $20 to $25 on a daily basis. So this is their daily budget. And then you could get a qualified or at least 11 qualified hot leads on a weekly basis. So if you turn that into a deal, that can be big money,
Right.
right? And how much it was, or what did we say? 3,000 to $12,000 is what you could get per deal.
Exactly. It could easily be a ten plus $1,000 deal. When you get less than like $8,000, it's typically like a deal that don't have a lot of meat on the bones, or it's in a less desirable neighborhood, or the price point that houses they're selling is 25, $35,000 houses. So, it all depends on your market. Once again, where you decide to set up shop.
But let us tell you what this is. So basically, we run your ads for your business. And what we do is that we make sure that your lead generation is on autopilot. It runs 24 hours, 7 days a week. And everything on the back end, the only thing that you need to take a look at is your email or any notification that we're going to be sending to you. We also have a Slack channel. You're going to see if you receive a new lead, you call them, try to do the acquisitions, you talk to them, you build rapport, you do anything that you needed to do, your due diligence to actually close the deal. And again, when they talk to you, they are ready for you. They're ready for the information that you're going to provide to them. And you just have to make sure that you're ready as well when you talk to them. And again, we're going to send you the information, what it is that they're looking for, what it is that they wanted from you. Right. And we have a client here who spends, I think, 110. Yeah, it's $110 per day. And we were never told if they gotten a deal from it. It's sort of like a secret, but we don't mind. If you wanted to keep that from us, it's fine with us.
I think what it is a lot of clients afraid that if they tell you that, hey, I made 40 grand this month, well, they may go up on the price because they feel like they should be paying more money. But to each his own. I'm not counting your
Yeah,
pockets. That's how we roll. Even with the VAs, like we've been selling VAs $500 for a trained VA, which is crazy. And a lot of competition, a lot of people that have other agencies selling VAs $1,400. Sign up fee for a VA, and I'm like, man, I've been keeping the price so low and so good that people just keep coming back because they know it's a good service. So I don't know.
exactly. But anyway, guys, if you want we're going to have an affiliate program in the future so that you could have the potential to earn with the Anton Campbell Enterprise as well. And on a weekly basis, we're going to have webinars as long as you have already registered to this one. If not yet, go to ceo929.com and please subscribe. And then we're going to be sending you information on how you could potentially earn with us. But anyway, if you wanted to get started with virtual wholesaling, go to ceo929.com, book a free strategy call with Anton. It's either me or Anton is going to talk to you, or some from anyone on our team. And then if you wanted to automate your lead generation process, go to goleadmax.com.
Yeah, head over there. It's going to be great for you. So we'll be back Thursday. We have another training coming up Thursday. And if you already subscribed to this event, we will be more than happy to send you another invite to this. This live is not going to be up for long. We're going to take it down and index it probably in the next 24 hours. So if you need to watch the replay or if you missed parts of it, we'll send out the replay. After that, it's coming down off of YouTube because a lot of what we teach is proprietary. So that would be fair for people who actually pay for trainers to see it on YouTube.
Correct. All right, so we have a question from Cash Waller. Hey, does anyone want to partner on some hot leads I have in Florida? I need someone to articulate an offer over the phone if it's a creative finance, regular wholesale, or even flipping notes. So for that, if you want, you can contact Anton Campbell. You can search him up on Instagram at CEO929. So if you guys wanted to or if you guys can follow Antoine as well on Instagram, you could do that, CEO929 on
Yeah,
Instagram.
we still do JV. So if you got a deal or if you got something under contract, right? We don't do the calling and getting something on the contract. That wouldn't make sense. I might as well just keep that in my business. But if you have something on the contract already and you want us to move it for you, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Let
Any
me
other?
move.
No, I say any other questions. Okay, great.
Anyway, just like what we mentioned at the earlier part, is that we are testing out a new way to live stream, so things may not be set for now. But thank you guys for joining us today. Share this to someone you care about. Share this to someone, to a friend, or to someone who needs it. Definitely, we'll be more than happy to help you guys out, and see you again next time.